Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and continue with a few more problems. That way, the rules as far as adding and subtracting with integers maybe get drilled in our brains a little bit. So here I have written problem number 3, and it says 75 minus 98. All right, so since this is a subtraction problem, I'm going to go ahead and do keep, change, flip. All right, so keep that same, change that, flip this. All right, so at this point I have, if I rewrite it out, 75 plus negative 98. So now, since this changed to a plus, we're just dealing with our rules of addition. So our rules of addition say if your signs are different, then you have to look between the two that you have, and whichever number is bigger, that sign is going to be your answer sign, okay? So in this case, if I'm looking at 75 versus 98, that 98 is bigger, so I have to take that negative and put it with our answer, okay? At that point, you pretty much just subtract, just like we did with our practice with addition problems. So whenever I wind up doing that, I get negative 23. Okay, now there's another way you could have done a problem like this. Instead of doing KCF in this process necessarily, you could have noticed that your 75 was smaller than your 98, so you knew you were going to have a negative number, and then after that, just subtract, just like we did. So there's a way you could have done it. Maybe that might have required a little bit less writing, but it's the same principle as this. All right, so then after that, oops. Do another one, and it'll be called to number 4, and this number 4 is going to say negative 54 plus 34, and we want an answer. All right, so once again, this is addition, and not only is it addition, but it's addition with different signs. So that rule, whenever you're adding with different signs, you have to look between the two numbers. Whichever number is bigger, that sign has to go in your answer. So if I'm looking between 54 and 34, my 54 is bigger, so that sign is going to have to be negative in the end. Then after that, they want you to just straight away subtract. So it's just like if you were doing 54 minus 34, which would give you 20. So your entire answer is negative 20. Okay, last one I'll do. Number 5, and this number 5 says 29 minus 61. Okay, so this one actually is kind of sort of like this one, where I said technically you can look between the two and figure out that the first number is smaller than the second, so you know your answer is going to be negative. Or you could do KCF, okay? So if we do KCF, that keeps, that changes, that flips. So whenever we go to rewrite it, it's 29 plus negative 61. Then after that, we just go by our rules of addition, okay? So whenever we're adding with our integers, we have to notice that we have different signs. So if we have different signs, that means we're going to have to subtract, okay? So go ahead, tell me what that answer is, and I'll see if y'all are right.